This episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This movie was fantastic, absolutely stunning on many accounts. Sam Raimi directed this movie to a perfect T, and by a perfect T, I mean the horror elements of his filmmaking are front and center. The camera design, the editing, the tilts, the Evil Dead feeling. There are a lot of horror tropes in this, and you could say this is the very first horror Marvel movie, even though it's still categorized as a superhero film. Now, this movie tells the story of a Doctor Strange who goes through the multiple universes trying to save America Chavez from unknown forces. And these unknown forces are the powers of Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff. Yes, Westview is mentioned. We see that. Now, the reason she wants America Chavez's power is because she wants to protect her sons, who she thinks are still alive. But in her mind, they are, but in other words, they're not. Doctor Strange says she made them up just, to cope with certain things. Vision is not in this at all. The other stunning thing about this is the visual effects, the makeup, the big aspect and the inspiration that Sam Raimi has on this movie is phenomenal. The score and music by Danny Elfman, yes, Danny Elfman scored this movie, is unbelievable. I can't say enough good things about this movie. Now, the plans for a sequel were happening with Doctor Strange's previous director, Scott Derrickson, but he left to do something else. And all right, people were like, who's going to direct it? Sam Raimi stepped in. And listen, the elements and the horror is, I can't stop mentioning the horror because it's so beautifully done in a way where it works for a Doctor Strange movie. Scott Derrickson, who directed the first Doctor Strange movie, is also a horror director. So having horror directors direct Doctor Strange movies is perfect, and it should continue on. I loved the acting by Benedict Cumberbatch. Him playing different versions of himself in different multiverses. Even the front and center villain role of what Elizabeth Olsen is capable of. She is the villain in this. She is the powerful one. She is the most powerful Avenger out there. It doesn't matter what anybody says. This movie worked to a point where we understood what was going on, and it wasn't hard to follow at all. It was very, very easy to follow the story. But the emotional depth and aspect to it was outstanding. If you've seen certain Sam Raimi movies, he does put emotional aspects into his movies, like Darkman with Liam Neeson and Frances McDormand. Even though Darkman was created because Sam Raimi couldn't direct his own superhero movie until later on in 2002 with Spider-Man, you see the dynamic and love interest that Darkman had with his love interest. And then he uses Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst in Spider-Man. Sam Raimi knows how to do horror and an emotional love story. This is what that is. This is a big, big story with love because Christine Palmer is in this. Rachel McAdams plays a big, big role as well. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this as Mordo, and Benedict Wong as Wong is really good. Wong is funny at times, but his quick whip remark is great. Now, there are many people that said I wouldn't enjoy this movie because I'd be disappointed in certain aspects of what it is. I found nothing disappointing with this movie at all. Yes, the leaks and the spoilers that are out on the internet are true. Yes, what you see is what is happening in the movie. Even with the Illuminati headquarters, the Illuminati of these certain characters and of who you hear the voice of in the trailer is true. But it's a callback to that version of the character in the cartoon of that character's show in the 90s. If you know who I'm talking about, you know what I mean. But people might be disappointed in it because of how certain things happen in that area of what this movie is. Wanda, or Scarlet Witch for that matter, is really, really good. Listen, the performances of this cast were exceptional and amazing. And Marvel zombies, Marvel zombies do come into this. Even with the so-called corpse Strange or the zombie Strange or the Doctor Strange zombie, whatever it is, but the way the dream walking is done, the way the aspects are done, the way the visual effects. There's one scene where notes from keys on, piano notes are used as spells and to fight one another. It's great. The multiple different universes of what's happening. and how certain things are. A big villain from Infinity Wars and Endgame is in this. It's crazy. Thanos is mentioned throughout. Thanos' impact after what he did in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame is still prominent and still mentioned. The snap or the blip is still mentioned. It's changed a lot of things, and the multiverse is opening a wide range of stories that is fantastic. I do want to say there is a cameo by Bruce Campbell, who you know as Ash from Evil Dead, and his scene is much of a callback to the Evil Dead, and even, certain aspects of what's going on. When this movie starts, we get right into the story, we get right into the action. It doesn't stop, there's nothing slowing this down. The makeup, the blood, the horror elements. I would want to say that this is not a movie for kids to see because of the horror elements and the scary factors that go into it. Even the shrines and the monuments that are erected for certain characters in this movie is really interesting and play an homage to certain characters in the comic books in a way where you understand that, oh, this is what's happening. Listen, when we heard WandaVision was happening as a show, which somehow would lead into the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie, which is this one, we didn't know how it would play out, but we do know how it played out now. It's fantastic. It's exceptional. The only thing I didn't like was the character of America Chavez. I felt like it was weak, it was dull, it didn't work well with the story in a way by just having Wanda wanting her powers for certain reasons. And I feel like something else could have been done, but more so that this so-called, this book, that they want is what is actually the thing that they need to, move it along. This MacGuffin, you think it's America Chavez's character. No, it's the book. It's the sorcery book. It's the book of Vishanti. It's whatever it is controlling things. It's great. It's interesting. There is a post-credit scene in this, and there is a mid-credit scene. I do want to say the mid-credit scene is very surprising. I didn't expect this actress to be in it, and it does set up kind of the next movie for Doctor Strange in a way where we get I want to say when we'll see him next. And the post-credit scene is just a fun homage that, Sam Raimi threw in there for the fans, I feel like. And it's really, really good. This was great. I'm curious to see when we'll see Doctor Strange next. Will we see him in another Marvel movie? Will it be a third movie of his own? Will he be in Shang-Chi 2? Or will he show up in another crazy movie that is unexpected? It's great, and who knows, maybe Sam Raimi will be back to direct the third Doctor Strange movie because he did a phenomenal job with this, and I absolutely loved it. For me, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Did you like Sam Raimi's direction? Did you like the cinematography, the scope and feel of the filmmaking, the CGI, the acting by Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen? What were your, disagreements? What was the weak part? What didn't you like about it? Did you like the Illuminati headquarters scene? And, did that scene, make you feel like, okay, this is going to be good? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video.